Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
After 11 years, 2012 to 2022, and we had the treatment with Chinese medicine, with the acupuncture.
Yep.
Can you give us a review for what happened initially and what happened in the last 11 years about the treatment? Yeah.
A lot. How long do I have? It's a very, very long story short. It's been a fantastic 11 years with you at the clinic. When I first came, I didn't know what to expect. I saw a few testimonials online, but of course everybody is quite different. So when I came for the first time, I had had symptoms of retinitis pigmentosa for 8 years. And so of course no treatment in that time. But I was lucky in that from the very first treatment that you gave me of acupuncture, the world looked different and I began to gain vision back. The first couple of years I came every 3 months and it was kind of like a roller coaster. I'd gain a bunch of vision back while here every day gaining, the blind spots were getting smaller and smaller. And then in those times between the sessions, my blind spots would get a little bit bigger and bigger. Then I'd come again and get smaller. And then after about 2 or 3 years, I would say, in the time between the sessions, that roller coaster that was so big became very small. So I would not lose very much. And in fact, just this time the other day when we did my first test here, the right-hand side hadn't changed at all from 6 months ago. And the top only a little bit. And even the bottom on the left, I've gained a lot back just in the 3 days that we've had so far this week. So yeah, it is an amazing experience to go through. And being here for this long now, it's pretty neat to see people coming here for the first time, like the gentleman here from France, and watching him go through those same experiences and being able to talk to people about what to expect and how it's you have to almost talk yourself into trusting yourself that you can see and be open to the treatments doing what they're supposed to do, because they have proven very effective. And that's not just me and my wife and my kids knowing that, and my students that I teach, but every year I go for a visual field test. And over the past 6 years, I've gotten better on that visual field test every year. So now we have empirical data from Western science perspective that the treatments that you're giving me and the herbs that I'm taking and the exercises that I'm doing are having a profound effect on my retina, my eyesight, and my way of life. So many things to be thankful for over the last 11 years. It's been a wonderful relationship with you and Kathy, and just so appreciative that you are here and able to offer people who have no hope.
Yep, the hope.
The hope.
And also the lifestyle, the independence. And
yeah, sorry. So yeah, on that point. So once once the eyesight stabilizes, then you can, all the stress of that kind of comes down. And of course, I've still got some small blind spots, and so I need to adapt to those. But just knowing that degeneration is stopped, and in fact there is regeneration happening each time I come down here, is just so incredibly important, especially compared to what the specialist told me the day I got diagnosed. And his message certainly did not include any hope whatsoever for a normal life. So you've given me and everybody that I see and hear that hope.
Yep. So how the first visit, how do you discover this Wellspring Clinic?
I got a bit lucky way back in 2010, many years ago, in the dark ages, before big internet experience. Our family friend had a naturopath in Kelowna that saw you speak at a conference somewhere, talking about the treatments that you had in your early patients. So he came home and just through discussion with that family friend, because they knew of my recent diagnosis with RP, suggested that we find you online. So then I found your website, and that's where I kind of learned more about RP, and that you were treating some patients and had some success, obviously, at that early time. And so that's how I originally came down here, very nervous, very wide-eyed, and not knowing what to expect. But yeah, right away had positive results from your acupuncture. So that's how I heard about it for the first time.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah, that's very, very long.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So after the treatment, what's the major achievement have you got after the treatment? Like driving, walking?
Yeah,
you
so
know,
that I've gained a lot of night vision back. So now when I wake up in my house, you know, in the middle of the night and need to use the washroom or something, I don't have to turn any lights on. I can find my way without banging into anything. So that's been quite nice. And even just I live on some property and I'm often out at night, you know, walking around and doing chores or whatever, and I don't need my headlamp. I can just do that on my own now.
Wow.
Which is pretty great.
Wow.
Driving wise, because I failed so horribly their visual field test that I have to do every year, they took my license away. This is now 7 years ago, and I challenged that idea that test was a good indicator of my ability to drive, and so they allowed me to do a functional driving test, which includes 3 to 4 hours of indoor testing usually on a computer screen and with paper and that kind of stuff, and then about a 2-hour driving test, so quite a strenuous driving test. I passed that test 7 years ago, so got my driver's license back for daytime driving, which was, of course, incredibly important in my life. And then just recently, through an error from my optometrist, I was forced to do that test again, and I also passed. And the woman who tested me said, "And please don't come back anytime soon." So yeah, again, just more empirical, you know, Western science data and evidence that what you're doing with me and for me is having a big effect on my eyes and my vision and my day-to-day life. And I coach cross-country skiing. I do cross-country ski races, and sometimes at the start line there's 120 people, and I can feel comfortable in those situations and do ski races. I play ultimate frisbee. I road bike.
Oh, you ski, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so all those things are still available. I even do night skiing.
Oh, nice ski.
With friends, yeah. And so, you know, on full moon nights, there's, you know, no headlamps necessary. Just out we go and have a great time. So although I can't drive at night yet, you know, that's a very small impediment in my life. I can still teach. I can still hang out with my kids. I can still go hiking and camping and do all the things that we like to do and ski in the winter. So that's for quality of life. Yeah, it's huge improvements over where I quote unquote should be at this point, right? After I've now been having symptoms of RP for 18 years of my life.
Yeah. So how's your central vision? Reading?
Yeah, I'm very lucky in my central vision is kind of between 2020 and 2015, so even a little bit better than 2020. So I'm quite fortunate on that front, and every time I come down, I can see, you know, further and further and more clearly as I go down that page of yours on the door there. So
You saw the bottom line.
yeah, saw the bottom line. So although if you let me use my glasses, I think I'd do a lot better, but you keep on making me do it without glasses. But yeah, no, the central vision is very clear still. I can recognize people's faces really easily. I read a lot of books. Of course, I'm a school teacher, so I have to read a lot of students' work and do a lot of marking and that kind of stuff, and there's no problem with that at all.
Despite that, you know, despite all the heavy reading, your vision remained 2020, 2016. Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Yes, it is very good.
And it's a test without the eyeglasses, imagine. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're happy with the treatment after all those 11 years?
I keep coming back for more every 6 months, so I must be happy with it. Yeah. Definitely couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.